Cynthia with AQ Lighting, and Brian. Brian's the director of our tech department, and we had a tremendous amount of questions that came through in regards to our string light presentation. And so we are going to address those questions before we get to Free Fixture Friday. We're going to do that. All right. So the first question is, how many string lights can I connect together? And that sounds like such a simple question, but it's not that simple, because there are different gauges of wire. There's 16 gauge and 18 gauge. So the smaller the number of the gauge wire, the more juice that can go through, so it can handle more. The larger the number means the thinner the wire. So that's one factor. The other factor is bulb spacing. So what are the bulb spacings that you have? And what that means is, here's your wire, and then you have where the bulb drops down. I like that bulb. I'll try to do a better bulb over here. There we go. How about that? So from here to here is your bulb spacing. And what are their options?
Most of the time our options are either 2 foot or 3 foot.
Okay, so 24 inches, or you go further and your bulb would be here and then further, and that would be 36 inches. Why does the bulb spacing matter?
Quantity of bulbs times the wattage is going to give you your power, your load.
Yeah. So, wattage draw of each bulb. All right. So, this little bulb is what, like a 1?
Less. That's like a 0.3 watts.
0.3. So, depending, if you went narrow spacing, you can have a lot of bulbs. You can connect a lot of runs. If you have a 4 foot run at 2 foot at, what did you say this one was?
0.3.
Yeah. You can, connect 48 foots together. You'll have plenty. Then, as it grows, the wattage draw grows. What is this guy?
5 watts.
5 watts. So here you go. How many bulbs are on a 24 inch?
A 48 foot
48 foot.
long, 24 spacing is 24 bulbs.
24 bulbs. So then, what, that's a 120 watt draw?
Yep.
Yeah, so that's a 120 watt draw, which you're fine. So you can easily connect 2, maybe 3 runs here. The big boy.
Same thing though, even though he's so big, he's still only around 5 watts.
Okay, but he's larger in scale. So you would want them further apart. You would go 36, or you even have one that's even 5 foot apart.
We have it 7 bulbs, 5 foot apart. It's about a 35 foot run.
Right. So do you see how the question doesn't have a simple answer? You can connect a handful of them together if your draw is so minimal. You would be able to connect less of them together depending on the wattage draw. But what we didn't show you, and I love that you brought this out, tell them about all this selection. We gave you scale last time, but now these are things we didn't talk about.
Yeah, these are just other ways that we sell decorative string lights. We just like to be a little imaginative. There's just all kinds of. This is just an A19. It's a filament bulb, but there's all different colors. Red,
I was going to say, it's
purple.
not just an A19.
Right.
A19 is a classic bulb shape. That's what that means. And so when he says A for classic bulb, this was a G, which means glow. But this color is violet.
Yep.
And that is, so you can intermix. You can do warm whites with violet. You can go every other or every 3, or I don't know, somebody's birthday, put them all violet and then put them back to warm white.
That's exactly right. So that's what's so fun about this is just have a good time and like I say, if you have a party and you want to
Yeah.
go all purple, there you go. This
Okay.
is a fireworks, so it's still this is an ST19 shape.
Yeah.
But it's a fireworks ball, so
Which
it's
is this shape.
what it looks like when it's lit up. So,
So that's amazing. So this is a party bulb. So it could be 4th of July, it could be birthday party, it could be, I don't know, whatever you're celebrating. You can have them all that way on a string, or you can, again, intermix them because the shape is identical.
this is a little bit crazier. This is a disco party ball. This is a serious party goer right here, so little crazy.
Yeah,
This does all
I
kinds of
like
stuff.
it. That's fun. So we hope that helps. That's really what determines it. Again, he's got a phenomenal team. So if you have any questions on how many runs, once you select your bulb, they'll be able to tell you how many runs you can get with that bulb draw and the wattage draw. Okay, our other question is, can these be plugged into a transformer?
Well, none of these bulbs are all 120 volts. So
No need. So no
We-
is the answer.
We do sell bulbs, S14s that are 12 volt.
Okay.
And they're extremely popular, hard to keep on the shelf, just for that reason. I think they're not easy to find, but we do sell them. We also have 12 volt A19s, back to the A19
Okay,
shape.
classic bulb.
A19s and an A15 looks exactly like this, just smaller. So we do have 12 volt options that we absolutely use the same string light for, that we hook up to a transformer instead of plugging into a 120 volt outlet.
Okay, so your standard outlet in your household is 120 volt. So no need for a transformer. If the product is a 12 volt product, then you need a transformer. So just so you understand. Okay, can I change my bulbs in the future? Feel like we kind of already answered that, so yes you can. Can I change my bulbs to an RGB bulb? RGB means red, green, blue. That it changes.
That would depend on the bulb, because obviously there's no controller on this, there's no receiver on this, but there are bulbs out there nowadays that have their own remote controls and things like that. Probably hard to do. Not saying it's impossible.
Right.
It's just not easy.
Okay. Okay. Then, are these bulbs plastic or glass?
They are glass. Most of these are shatter resistant. They don't break easy. We've been selling bulbs for a very long time.
Yeah.
Zero issues when it comes to breakage. Most of the time, if there ever has been breakage, it's when they're installing them, they already have the bulbs up and they accidentally drop the
Yes.
set of string lights. That's, other than that, once they're in the air, I rarely have seen anything break.
Yeah. And we have this bulb, and we get high winds, and what a beast. This thing is really strong. We chose glass because plastic yellows.
It can, absolutely.
Yeah, it yellows, and that just looks nasty with the environment.
Yep, like, very good over the pool though. If you're anywhere that you are worried about glass, then plastic is nice to have over the pool. And we actually do have some plastic ones. This one here is plastic. We have some glass ones as well.
Mm-hmm.
So we actually have both. So this one here, if I was gonna put it over a pool, this is what I would choose.
Okay. And then this last question I think is a little bit redundant. Do we have replacement bulbs? Yes!
Thousands. Thousands of replacement
So
bulbs.
if you break them, then, or I don't know, misplace it, whatever happens out there.
We do a lot of changeover as well. So when you have your string lights out there and you bought the old incandescent ones,
Oh,
so
sure.
just pull out your incandescent light bulb and put an LED light bulb in. So that's why we have thousands of bulbs.
Yeah.
Just pull, just change over your incandescent to LED.
Okay, so I think we answered all the questions. I didn't draw in wattage draw here, but what did you say? That was like 0.3 something for the little guy?
0.3 watts.
0.3, and then the others, we had 1.5, and then we had a 5 water.
Exactly.
So you can see all of these are relative and relational.
Can this hang freely for 100 foot unsupported?
No. So most of your string lights recommend no more than 15 feet unsupported. So after that, you want a guy wire or something like that.
Yeah, you can imagine the elements out there would really swing that wire around.
They'll also pull apart. They're only 48 feet long, so if you had, two of them
That
hooked
much.
together, that's a lot of sag, and eventually they'd pull apart if you didn't do something mechanical.
Yeah, oh, and you would not want that, safety. Okay, that's great. So I think we've addressed everybody's questions. We hope that was super informative.